Yo, it's good. Welcome to the Arlington Cinema Drafthouse podcast. I'm your host, Petey Steele.
And I'm your host, Elena Torres. And today, our guest, very funny comedian out of Chicago, gonna be in town here at Arlington Drafthouse on April 7th and 8th. You guys have seen him on Woke on Hulu. He also, I did a podcast with him many years ago during the pandemic. He probably doesn't remember me. I embarrassed myself during that podcast. Now's the time for us to talk about it. Please welcome the hilarious T. Murph. Yay!
Everybody. My chicken, green beans, and potatoes.
Nice.
What meal prep do you use? Maybe if you say it on here, they'll sponsor you. Are you allowed to say?
Well, no, I haven't actually been using any of them. I've been doing everything myself. So
nice.
I just chop some stuff up and get it going throughout the week so that I already have meals ready when I come home and I don't have to eat any bullshit. But I still eat Cheetos from time to time. So
I love Chester Cheetah, man. Original though. I don't do the flaming hot. You like the flaming hot?
I love them.
Oh.
I didn't know that original Cheetos. I grew up in Mexico, so I thought all Cheetos were flaming hot. Because the Mexican Cheetos, like they make them different there, so they're all like extra hot. So then I tried an American Cheeto, and I was like, "What is this bullshit?" Cheetos are spicy.
Like queso Cheetos and stuff over there.
That's right. They make them spicier. Because like over there, everything in Mexico is, but candy is spicy. Like you can't not get a spicy snack.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Let me tell you. What's that?
I say that's kind of weird to me. Spicy candy.
Yeah, it's good. Some of it is good though. Like when you get mango flavored candy with the spicy on top, it's delicious.
Yeah.
Don't knock it till you try it. It's specific.
There was a time in this country when Cheetos were American for about 25 years, and then the Flamin' Hots came through.
You couldn't deal with the Flamin' Hots, man?
Nah, man. I gotta be mild. My life is flaming hot, but my intake gotta be
mild hots.
Medium.
Wow.
Flaming mild. It doesn't hit the same.
No. No, siree, Bob. So, Mr. Murph, we call you Mr. Murph, we call you T or T Murph, or what?
Murph is fine.
Murph is fine. What's the T for? Can I ask?
It's for Terry.
Terry. Okay.
Yep.
And what made you decide to do the initial thing with the stage name?
It just it sounded better.
Yeah.
It sounded better. And I didn't want. It's like for some reason that extra Y just made people want to call me Murphy.
Yeah.
And so T Murph, it just rolled better because I'm just like, stop calling it's not my name. People would always call me Murphy. I'm like, that's not my name.
That's too Irish, right?
Yeah.
I got you. Did you ever meet E Murph?
E Murph?
Yeah, Eddie.
Oh,
no.
Eddie.
I've never met Eddie Murphy.
Oh,
I have yet to meet
me
Eddie
neither.
Murphy. Close I came to meeting Eddie Murphy was hanging out with Jermaine Fowler after he did Coming to America too. That was it.
Oh wow.
You've been busy the past couple years. I like that show. I watched the first season of Woke. I really liked it. Tell me about what has that helped your career? Have you noticed that you've been selling more tickets because of that? Do you like working on it? Because you started just doing comedy, right? And acting happened later.
Yeah. So I know I have seen an influx in ticket sales from people who watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
They love like interacting with me, talking, whatever. Like they love the character clothes. And it was a great experience overall. Like Blake, Sashir, Lamorne are all the homies. Like I can call them anytime. And I stay at Blake's house when I go to Los Angeles. Like he's like, bro, you're staying in the extra room, man. Come on, bro. Come on. So, but those are like great people, and it was for me, it was an amazing experience to be able to shoot an episodic with people like that, genuine individuals, because I've heard a lot of horror stories about people working with other individuals and being like, man, I hated it. It's not like what it seems. No, these were just great people.
That's great.
Good.
I've always heard that like one of the key things about moving, particularly to LA or anything you're having work, is lodging for free. Like when somebody can hook you up with that, that's like bam. Like somebody could just as easily hate you and blacklist you by being like, rent, motherfucker. You ain't coming out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't live in LA though, right? You stayed in Chicago?
No, I live in Chicago. Yeah.
We love to hear that because, we're DC based, and I feel like a lot of the industry is always telling people like, you got to move to New York, you got to move to LA, but there's a lot that you can do in these, especially Chicago, I feel like is a lot like here where there's a really strong local comedy scene. You're close enough to places where you can get to where you want to get. So talk to us a little bit about how you've managed that.
So when I initially started, I did want to move to Los Angeles. Like that was always my thing. But after going to Los Angeles a lot, and like I spent more time in Los Angeles than I have in New York. One, it's just the comedy scene there for me isn't conducive for what I want to do. Like I like to perform. I like to get up when I want to get up. There, it's really like at the level that I was at, you didn't have the opportunity to really be able to do that. The clubs, it's all about, just like anywhere else, you got to play the game of, knowing this booker and making sure that they see you. And if they like you, it's not about if you're funny and all that. I don't have time to go through that process again. But also I like honest audiences. I notice a lot of times in Los Angeles, you get an audience where it's just like, they're just happy to be there. We're in Hollywood, you might not be the funniest, but Chappelle might walk in, so I don't care. You know what I mean? Like here, we know for a fact Kevin Hart's not coming tonight, so you need to be funny. You know what I mean? Louis C.K.'s not gonna be here. Bill Burr's not walking through the door. We'll never see Jeff Ross, but you better make me laugh. And I paid $35. It's snowing outside. I was freezing. It's negative degrees. Be funny, or we're gonna have a problem. And so it's like when you get those types of audiences, for me as a comic, it makes you stronger. It makes you able to perform anywhere. And so I appreciate the honesty from a Midwest audience in comparison to, like I say, performing in Los Angeles, where it's like, I know what to do to kill in that room. I know for a fact, okay, this is a layup. If I go to Philly, if I go to DC, if I go to New York, especially like those like cities where you've got blue collar, hardworking people, you have to be funny, So I appreciate the Midwest for that, because I can go anywhere and I'm never worried like, I hope they like me. I'm like, I'll be fine.
Yeah. I felt like that everywhere I go, except my own city these days, is all these blue collar, out of town, like Midwest, upper mid-Atlantic, all of that, where it's just about not saying the right thing so much, but just saying the thing that's funniest,
That's it. Like I've never been into, that's another thing about LA. It's and I can say it about New York too. Like I like it, but it's I get into some places where it's just agreeable comedy, and I hate that crap. Chicago, some nights here when I do some clubs, it's just like they're performing for claps, not laughs. And it's just like, you want, oh my God, I think that too. Like, I don't care what you think. This is how I feel. This is my life. This is what's going on. You're either gonna like it or you're not. Some of this stuff you're not gonna ride with. I'm cool with that. I'm about getting 85% of the audience to laugh, or 80% when I tell a punchline. I'm not about 100%. I don't care about 100. If I'm getting 100% of the room, I'm not doing something right. So when you
You're
got
lying.
audience, when you got audiences that are just clapping the entire time, I hate those shows. Like I'm like, this is not comedy. This is TED Talk. It's trash.
Yeah. Totally. And how long have you been doing comedy for?
13 years.
13 years. And how have you noticed comedy change so much in that time? Because like I've been doing it since 2016, and I feel like even since then, I've noticed a big difference in what audiences want. Right? Like I feel right now, not even in that, you know, controversial, like, oh, are you going to offend people type of way? Like I feel like now you have to do crowd work. I don't know if that's because of TikTok. I don't know if not. Like, have you noticed changes in that kind of sense?
I'm not gonna say I've noticed changes. Like for me, most of the audiences that I get, like it's just like I say, I can just do my set. I don't really bother the audience like that. Um, I see a lot of comics do that, and no shade to them, but it's like that's their shtick, right?
Yeah.
And they'll maybe, let's say you're doing 30, 45 minutes of that, but you've got 2 minutes of something that actually worked. And the rest of the time you're just sifting, hoping that you can find something to get people to laugh at. Like I grew up in an environment where we roasted every day. We would sit on the bus and just go back and forth. You can't say the same joke you said yesterday because we remember that joke. Somebody gonna be, oh man, you reusing something I said. So I come from that environment. That's like, to see people try to do that now. And when I say try, because a lot of them aren't good at doing it, it's just like, comedy is turning into people just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks. Like that's what it is right now. You know, if I can just get this many followers don't always equate to ticket sales. Also, if your audience knows you for that's what you're gonna get for forever. So when you finally evolve into the, okay, I want to work out an hour, you're not gonna be able to do it because they're not going to allow you to. I came for you to fuck with me. So fuck with me. But I got these jokes. Fuck those jokes. Talk shit about me. That's what I want. I want you to roast me all night. And eventually you're gonna be tired of that shit. And it's just like, when I show up, if you start talking, hey, put this motherfucker out. Get him out. I'm not gonna argue. I'm gonna give you one chance. Hey, stop talking about the show or you're gonna become the show, and then they're gonna kick your ass out.
Yeah.
Because I got this hour that I'm working on. So I actually do stand up. I don't got time to come here and fuck with you. I didn't think of my day. You know what? I hope Dale with the fucking peacoat comes in today so I could just like, fuck Dale. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know, but that's where comedy is right now. I mean, I'm not gonna say this where it is, but that's, as you said, what people see on TikTok or what people see on Instagram. You know, and like I say, no shade to these comics, but I've done shows with a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
I agree that it's definitely kind of altered some of the expectations where the audience is back on that shit where they're like, oh yeah, I'm helping you by heckling, doing some shit like that. Like that's become vogue again.
Mm-hmm. And so, you know, for me, I'm not the type of comic, you know, like I say, I can do it. I can roast with the best of them. I can fuck your day up. I can do that. But that's not why I'm here, because after you do it for so long or it gets to a certain point, you're going to turn off the audience.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be a very weird show for the rest of the time that you're up there. So if that's what you want, cool. Or you can just risk roasting people, and then now you got a situation where somebody's trying to rush the stage or somebody feels like I didn't come in for that.
Also, if it comes time to film a special, what are you going to do? Film a special talking to people? Like that can't be what comedy becomes, right?
That's what a lot of people are doing. So I mean, it's like you have to let them do them, because comedy goes in waves. It goes in waves, and it always comes back to, you need to be able to write a setup, a punchline. You got to be able to tell a story. Like if you can't do that, okay, cool. You can be the greatest fucking social media sensation of all time. That's your thing. You know, I have friends all the time like, man, we need to do a show like this show over here. And I'm like, that's not the audience that I want.
Yeah.
I shut it down immediately because I know what I want from my career. And what they're doing, that works for them. That's great for them. That's not good for me. It's not my brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you just have to know. I think you just have to kind of know who you are moving forward, because a lot of people don't know. They just see somebody else do something and like, I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah.
Even suck at that.
Yeah. And you talk about coming from an environment where you were roasting each other all the time. Did you grow up in Chicago?
I grew up in Kankakee, Illinois. So I'm about an hour south of Chicago.
So is that a small town? I'm Mexican. I don't
So
know.
we're our own county.
Okay. Okay.
So it's a pretty big city.
Okay.
But that's where I'm from. That's where I grew up. And like I say, it was just one of those things where like that's how I got into comedy, just roasting people, because people would always say, "You missed your calling." Because when folks come in the shop and it's like, "Oh man, what kind of shoes is them?" You know what I mean? And it's just like, and we just start to go in, or like, "Damn, that shirt was your size, 3 pounds ago." Like we just keep going in on people, and it's just all day long. You just roast. And so people would literally tell me, "Man, you missed your call." And it's like, all right, cool. And one day I tried it, it worked out. And shit, early in my career, that's what I did. I just didn't have a camera. I would roast the shit out of people. I would host shows at colleges, and they would just pay me to come and belittle the shit out of the audience.
No way. At a college? You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, but that was 2010, 2011, 2012. So it was like, I remember bombing so bad in front of an audience at this college I used to go to. It was Southern Illinois University, 1,200 students. I go in there with a fucking notepad trying to read jokes off a notepad, and I'm dying. I'm dying a horrible death. I'm dying so bad they start clapping me off. They give me the slow clap.
Oh wow.
So, as they're clapping me off, some dude starts screaming shit from the balcony. We're in a theater, screaming shit from the balcony. I start roasting this motherfucker. I'm killing him. He's got on skinny jeans and shit. It's like when skinny jeans first came out. He was talking shit. He was like, when I got to roast him, he got mad. I'm like, "Are you mad? You want to whoop my ass?" I'm like, "But with them pants on, it's gonna take you 3 days to get downstairs." So I just kept going in on him. And he kept talking shit. I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "But it's cool though. I know you don't have a gun, because if you did, I'd be able to see it." So it's just I kept going in on the pants. Like I'm killing the pants. He had like the little dreadlocks. I start calling him like Waka Flocka Mini and shit. Like just going in. Audience is fucking crying. They're like this to this day is probably the loudest laughter I've ever had at a show, because like 1,200 people just fucking falling out.
Yeah.
And so me being the idiot that I am, like, "Oh, they love me." I pick up the notepad and start back reading the joke. They start clapping again.
Wow.
But
they give you nothing.
To this day, anytime I see anybody that was ever at that show, nobody remembers the clapping. All they remember is, "Hey man, you roasted the shit out of that dude upstairs." That's all they remember. That's it. They don't remember you bombing. They just like, "Yo, you roasted that motherfucker." Them jeans, like.
Yeah.
So and I don't even remember the Notebook.
They don't.
Wow.
They don't. It was one of like a little bitty black notebook. I'm up there like trying to read jokes out of this motherfucker, man. I was like 3 months in the stand-up, performing in front of 1,200 people at a step show that didn't come for fucking comedy.
I gotta say, you're probably the only headliner I've known that ever admitted to having like a crib sheet in the first couple months, even.
Oh yeah. But see, that's another thing. It's like so many comics who never have. Like never struggle, always kill, never have bad sets. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
we all
right.
Bomb. We all bomb. It happens.
And we all bomb a lot more than people think. We all like to forget and say it's not that true, but like you're never immune to a bomb. You could be having like months of great comedy. It can happen anytime.
Anytime.
I mean, it can even, and it's like sometimes you don't even know. Like last week, on Thursday, I did 2 shows. One was this private show in an apartment building, and the next one was a show in Spanish. At like a room in Columbia Heights, which is kind of like a hipstery neighborhood. And the first one was at this nice apartment complex. There was this girl in the front, and I always say, like, I never do well in front of girls that look like me. was a girl who kind of looked like me, sitting up front. Whatever you want to say, I'm not gonna make it a thing, but I don't tend to do well in front of girls that look like me. And I was talking about something that had nothing to do with her, and I was just doing a setup. And she started saying really loudly, "This is like a private, nice show." She starts going, "That's not funny. That's not funny." And I started roasting her, but it makes people uncomfortable sometimes because it was early in the show. She fucked shit up. And even though I was like saying some stuff to her, it's a private gig. You can't go too hard. You don't know what to do. Like the set was weird. I go to the other show an hour later, crush.
Yeah.
Crush.
Yeah.
And that's comedy for you. You know, I left there feeling like, when you leave a set and you're like, I could have dealt with that better. But just like the whole room was weird. It was not good. And then the next time it's like, oh, I can do comedy. I remember now.
Yeah,
that's the thing with them condom shows, because everybody's like, I'm paying rent, motherfucker. If I don't like you, I'm gonna say whatever. It's more than a ticket. This is like my homeowner's fee and whatnot.
Yeah, people are crazy. Like I say, they feel like they're a part of the show until you embarrass them. Then you get the guys who, now he's in his feelings and now he wants to show up. Hey, stop fucking talking about me. Well, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut up. If you shut up, I can move on.
Yeah.
But people like to talk. Shit, I had a show not too long ago. I was doing a club, and every show was great. Every show was fucking great. And then one night, it was just a show where it was late, one of the late shows, and like the audience, I don't know what the fuck was going on or what happened before I came on, because I don't watch other comics, just because like there's just, I sit in the back, I chill, I get my head right, headspace cool, and I just go and do my thing. And so I go up, and I don't know what the fuck happened, but I'm like doing my thing, and maybe like halfway through my set, like they're tapering the fuck off, and I'm just like, finally, I'm like, okay, this isn't me. Like, I don't. So I said on, I'm like, what the fuck do y'all want to talk about? And then they started dying. I'm like, because I don't know what the fuck happened, but that doesn't have shit to do with me. I was like, so let's move on, because again, it could have been somebody said something, or somebody did something, or somebody tried to roast the audience, and the shit went left, and now you've lost them. And it's like I'm at a point now where it's like, if you come to the show to see me, then you know who I am. But then, there are like bigger clubs where you just have people who come in. So this may have been an audience that didn't know who the fuck I was. And he might be funny. He might not be. We don't know, and they don't give you the respect that you deserve, because they're just sitting there like, and it's like, once you acknowledge it, that's something that a lot of comics don't do. They don't acknowledge it. If shit isn't going well, or they're lost, or just kind of spaced out, group these motherfuckers back. It's like they're hurt. You have to bring them back. Focus. Yeah. And once I got them back, it was fine. I got off stage and they're like, man, you funny as that. I know. But if you would have been paying attention, motherfucker, you would have knew that.
Yeah.
In the beginning. But it's you have to be, this is an industry where you have to be a realist. A lot of people are not that, but shit, I mean, people aren't honest with themselves on a daily basis still. So what makes you think they're going to be honest when it comes to comedy? Yeah.
Yeah. But even so, I always say, like, the best comics, at least that I've noticed, are ones where you don't even notice that they're bombing. Like, they'll lose people, but they like acknowledge it enough and bring them back enough where like the crowd doesn't even realize that it might be going south at some point.
Yep.
Because like you said, you bring it back. You kind of bring them back together. You don't know what happened.
Yeah. And I mean, and sometimes it truly isn't the comedy. Sometimes you get the audiences where, they've been drinking, they're fucking focused on whatever else. You got the bachelorette party over here who's fucking, excited about fucking their Stacy getting married tomorrow. And like, they didn't come so you got the one loud individual that's like talking too loud, so now the audience can't really focus on you because they're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on over here in the corner. And that's what happened on that show last week. The club doesn't do anything, or whoever's there, they just let them keep talking. It's like, you have to nip that shit in the bud, because if you don't, the show's lost, and I look like an idiot up here. So yeah, it's all a part of the game, I should say.
It is.
Yep.
It's all a part of the game. It is, and it's a crazy thing that we chose to do. But how often at this stage? Okay, you're 13 years in. How often are you going up? Like, how many nights a week do you go? Do you still approach it that way, or are you more like, where's my opportunity to build my hour?
Honestly, I was just talking to friends of mine. I was saying that I think I want to go to New York and just like spend like a month out there, just like really just hitting it hard. Because here in Chicago, it's like I can get up when I want, but it's also one of those things where people know you, so it doesn't give me the ability to be able to really work out like I want, because they're looking for you to kill. When you go up, it's like, oh shit, oh Murph, I know he's gonna be fun. And yeah, I can't go to an open mic and literally work on jokes because people, again, like I say, they know you. When you're at home, you're like the fucking hood celebrity. So it's like, I've seen all your stuff online. I've liked all your videos. I've shared it with my friends and family. Like, so I know you're coming with the new heat. And it's like, man, I'm just trying to figure this shit out tonight. And they're like, yeah, he lost it, y'all. He fell off. He's not funny anymore. Somebody's in there with their fucking phone out recording. It wasn't that great tonight. You can't even really work your shit out. So I need to get somewhere, like I say, like New York or something. Get into some of these clubs, because I know a lot of the bookers there, and I've done enough where I'm pretty sure I can just get out there and put some shots up. Like, that's how I look at it. Just get out here, get in the gym, put some shots up, and figure this shit out. Los Angeles, I definitely don't want to go there to work out shit. I just,
No, I know that feeling. I felt that the times I've performed in LA, I feel the same way. Like, the crowds are like too hot.
So it's just like, I'm killing. And then you go somewhere else, I'm not killing.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's not working. None of the shit they were laughing at is working. What happened?
Yeah. And what you're talking about, by the way, what happens to you in Chicago, that's the reason, speaking of Murphs, that's why Eddie Murphy quit comedy. Because he's like, he's like, I can't, at this point, how do I know if I'm funny anymore?
Yeah.
Because there's nowhere I can go where I can like really try and test out jokes. And a lot of people that aren't in the comedy world, to us it might seem obvious, but like, that's why some of these big comics, I'm not going to name any names, but sometimes they have specials out where it just doesn't hit the same. And it's like, because they don't know, they're going to theaters and they're like, oh, I guess this works. But
people are just so happy to see you.
Yeah.
They're so happy to see you. They don't care. You can go up there and talk about salt and pepper chicken for fucking an hour, and they're like, "Oh, it's the greatest shit out! Oh my god, salt and pepper! Oh man!"
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I can say the same shit. Boo! Yeah, shit out of it, trash. Fuck is he talking about? Salt and pepper chicken? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Fuck is that?
Yeah, one of those guys that's so big that every premise elicits a laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, so it's a couple comics that like I still get excited when I see them dropping stuff like big names, like two big names for me, like that I still get excited. Like Bill Burr, when he drops something, I'm ready, because I know for a fact he's putting foot to ass.
Yeah.
He's not coming in. He doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. He doesn't care what you said. He doesn't care. You don't need to talk about shut the fuck. Like, he's coming like shut the fuck. Like, I'm just like that. I'm like, that motherfucker is so funny, man. And I'm like, it's a rarity to still have that at that level. Like, to just be a fucking dog on the stage. Like, I'm just like, man, like, it's some comics come in, big name or not, they're like, oh, you have to go up out there. And you're like, all right, cool. Yeah. Bill Burr walks in there like, you're going up. You're like, I'm going home. I'm not.
That's true. That's true.
I'm going home. Because he's about to destroy this motherfucking place.
Yeah.
And he's like transcended like the where people are like, oh, the mainstream or the urban room. This motherfucker is funny anywhere, anytime.
That's right.
He doesn't care. And even with all the flack that he's gotten over the last year, it's like Dave Chappelle. That motherfucker is another one that just doesn't care. And it's so funny that when people give him the negative feedback, I can always tell that they did not watch the special. I can always tell. It's just they want to be upset because he's gotten them so riled up in their feelings. And what they don't understand is he's gotten you so fucking upset that he doesn't even need to drop promo videos. You are the promotion.
Yeah. Well,
It's gonna every eyeball except for yours is gonna be on this shit because you're not gonna stop talking about it. Even though you've never watched it. You're not gonna stop talking about it.
well, and that with the special, it was like by talking about it, you're just proving the point he was making in the special.
It's two people that have figured out how to sell shit without any promo, just strictly off controversy. That is Dave Chappelle and Kanye West. These motherfuckers, like Kanye will say the most outlandish, fucking out of left field shit you've ever heard in your goddamn. He'll be looking with a fucking stocking cap with no breathing holes over his face, and the next thing you know, he'll drop an album or some shoes, and the shit's going platinum the same week. I'm like, and people are so, I can't fucking believe. Why would he ever? I'm like, he's got you. He's figured it out. He's figured it out. He doesn't have to spend any money on promo. I'm like, that's all it is.
I keep thinking he's gonna okay, now he's gonna chill. And then he does something
He'll never chill.
Crazier.
He'll never chill. It's like once I figure out what your button is to push, I'm gonna lay on it, motherfucker. I'm gonna lay on it. It's like he was saying shit that had people literally being like, what was it? They were acting like he was fucking leader of like the fucking the Klan at one point. I was like, you do realize it's still a black dude. They don't like this motherfucker either. Like he's just saying wild shit just because. If you don't realize that he's saying incredibly just out of whack left field shit, then something's wrong with you. This motherfucker goes, he was like, do you like Jewish people? I love Jewish people, but I also admire Hitler. Like, who the fuck has ever in their life? It's some good stuff. Like I fuck with the little mustache. The little mustache, y'all don't fuck with it. That's right. Little mustache. That shit was hot. It was hot. The little mustache, the little tassels they had, the tassels. I was fucking with the on the uniforms. Like it was just. But people love sound bites. So we live in a day and age where a sound bite. He could have said anything. He could have been like, I'm fucking with you. Nobody knows what else he said because none of us watched the fucking full interview. I'm never gonna watch 4 hours of Kanye West talking. Why would I do that? But I'm a Kanye stan, but I'm not fucking finna watch him talk. Drop an album, motherfucker. I'll listen to that. If you put this shit in rhyme format, I'll check it out. But if you just talking shit, but that's the game now. So it's just like we know that people are sensitive. We know that people want to operate as a monolith now. And it's not all people, but it's literally just, individuals who live in these metropolitan areas, these utopias, as you call it, who can't understand why Trump won. Like, how did Trump win? We're so far past this. I'm like, you have not been outside of your city, have you?
Yeah.
I've traveled the country. I performed in almost every state in the fucking country. They all look like Kansas. Like every last one of them. It's like you're driving through Kentucky. It's fucking Confederate flags and trucks with lift kits and goddamn MAGA stickers everywhere. I'm like, you don't know what the fucking rest of the country looks like.
Yeah, there's not a vegetable as far as the eye can see. Like,
or two. Like these people don't give a fuck about what you're talking about.
no.
You can't argue with people who don't have teeth. Like the fuck are you talking? They don't have a front door or front teeth.
They have wind in their mouth. It's too windy in there.
They don't care.
Yeah.
So it's like when you realize that it's a very small, minute number of the population that gets obsessed with certain things like that. That's what I look at people like. You really think you outnumber the rest of the country? Are we serious? I'm a black man who understands what's really going on out here. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like stand on racism all day long. Like, racism, I know the shit it's out there, it's real. I don't have time to stress about it. That guy's racist, he didn't like you. Fuck him. Moving on. Like, I'm not gonna stress about him. But when I see people whose entire identity is wrapped up in just arguing or trying to force their point, it's just like, that's your entire identity. That's all you have. That's it. Because you're gonna die stressing about shit that nobody, like, these people don't give a fuck about that. Nope. You're not gonna change their minds. You're not going to.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting.
It is.
You only got 80 years. That's what I say.
What'd you say?
You only got 80 years.
Look, man, I tell you, live your fucking life. Live your life, enjoy your family, raise your fucking kids, and live however it is that you want to live. Whatever's comfortable to you, do that. Who gives a shit what this person over here has to say? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, and that goes for either side, like people who are upset about individuals who don't accept them or their sexuality, or the other side where people who are upset about people because of their sexuality. Like, why the fuck are you so stressed out about this shit? What is what they're doing have to do with you? And then over here, it's like, they don't like me. Nobody, people don't like me in high school. People still don't like me today. I can't walk up and be like, hey motherfucker, let me tell you something. You gonna learn to like me. Yeah. And they gonna be like, no. Well, I'm gonna come back every day. I'm gonna knock on your door and I'm gonna let you know that you gonna fucking learn. It doesn't work like that, man. That's not how people work. You know what I mean? Nope. So it's just like, once you find out that, like I say, what buttons you can push on people, you can do it all the time. You can do it all day, every day. We do it as comedians all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes, as comedians, like sometimes it'll get frustrating because there's certain subject matters, and Petey and I talk about this all the time. Like, sometimes you're telling a joke that's not really about the subject matter, but there's certain words, like if you just say the word, people get lit up and uncomfortable.
Instantly.
And it's like, you're not listening to what I'm saying. Don't get uncomfortable. I just said the word and you're worried that I'm already being offensive.
Yeah, because people, and when I say, again, this isn't everybody, but you know the demographic of individuals that are just waiting on trigger words.
Yeah.
Right? They're waiting on trigger words. They come to a show to be offended. So they're waiting, and I want you to, there it is. There, I'm yelping right now from the audience. I'm yelping from the audience. I need them to know I did not agree. So like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, there's people out there that will now equate speech as actual violence. So they'll say, oh yeah, I'm justified just popping you in the face or rushing the stage or something, getting physical like a crime because you said something. That's just that's street shit. That used to just be street shit. But now people are saying, oh no, I got a case. No, you don't.
Yeah. People will attack you. Like you say, we've seen comedians getting rushed left and right, one. But even outside of that, going back to Dave Chappelle, or people were like, if I fucking see Dave Chappelle, I'm gonna do that. And I'm like, over a joke, over comedy, you're gonna run up on a person who I'm pretty sure has security that can kill you. You're gonna or with Kanye West and the sound bites that we've heard. He posted something the other day, and it was just like, after watching what the fuck was it?
Jonah Hill. Oh my God, so funny. After watching Jonah Hill, he was like,
I no longer I shouldn't have the resentment or the hate towards Jewish people based off of interactions with like 2 or 3 negative individuals. He was like, and he basically was like, man, like Jonah Hill has cleared my heart of this nonsense or whatever. And so Lamore was in the comments laughing or whatever. He's like, see, Kanye, comedy heals. You know what I mean? So I'm dying at Lamore's comment. But then you go down, some girl is like, what about all of the, what did she say? All of the hate crimes that he encouraged. And I'm like, when was this? What the fuck? You You think Kanye West is Hitler? And then I click on her page. She's literally 18, a college freshman. She doesn't even know what the fuck she's talking about. I'm like, look, man, I'm just like, people, oh my God. I'm like, if I would like sit here and entertain that, when did he encourage people or who got attacked behind what Kanye West said? I'm like, look, man, you've got to understand. I was like, the Ku Klux Klan, fucking what are the neo-Nazis, like all of these people. I'm like, these are extreme hate groups. These are people that attack individuals. I was like, if you put Kanye West and a Jewish person in the same fucking bar with overrun with with the neo-Nazis and the goddamn white supremacists, you think they're going to differentiate between the two? No, they're gonna fuck both of them up. I was like, that's what it is. I was like, also, people that get upset with Kanye West and then knowing that he has bipolar disorder, that's so wild to me. Because we sit here as a country and these same people will talk shit about you for not caring about mental health. Why don't we care about mental health? This country needs to focus on mental health better. We need to really put the resources back there. And then somebody who clearly has a mental health issue says something wild, and we're like, he's fucking done. This piece of shit. It's like, but he's got a fucking a holeless mask over his face, suffocating himself, and we're acting like he's A-okay.
Yeah, I don't know why people don't understand there's something seriously wrong with that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like what he says or anything. And as a former rapper lyricist, I never even cared for his rhymes. I like his beats, but I tell him, take the beat. But I'm don't rap on that shit. I tell him, but the thing is, you gotta look at him and hear him talk to know that like he's clearly one on a couple things. It's not normal.
Something isn't right. And it's just like, well, like I say, for us as I don't even want to say it's a country because it's not the country, but for us, the group of this certain group of people is just so judgmental, man. You know how let's talk about how wild the shit that they try to do is. These motherfuckers are so woke that they think they can cancel anybody. They tried to cancel Russia. Do you understand how wild that? You thought you could cancel a country that you don't live in? Like, they don't give a fuck about what you're talking about? Nope. We'll never go to Russia. When were you going? When the fuck? Who was like, man, you know what? I'm bored. Let's pull up on the USSR. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Nobody thought, you know what, next spring break, we in Russia with it. Like, nobody has ever fucking put that in their life. But
you want to know something wild? I've been to Russia. I went 20 years ago, maybe 10 years post-communism. Yeah, I was doing my junior year abroad in Spain, and me and this other crazy dude, we drank a shitload. He was like, we got to do the whole Europe, get a Eurail pass. And I was like, yo, we got to hit up Russia. That's fucking going to be crazy. We went there, bought like the visa. First of all, they charge Americans out the ass for a visa for 1 week. You know, they break down the countries. They got a hierarchy. If you're from here, they know they can get money out your ass. So they're like, you're American, $150. Bam. So we said, fuck it. We got to get there. So we went. We go for 4 days. My man gets drunk. He gets lost. I got chased down, almost robbed in the middle of the night. Everybody there is sitting there drinking little vodka bottles in the back of their fucking cars. Dead winter. 6 hours of sunlight. Like, that's the scariest place I've ever been. Nobody would even, why would you ever go? I mean, gorgeous women, but that's it. That's all you got.
I went to Russia a few years ago, and that's what it is. It's like beautiful women, but every dude looks like he's about to kick your ass. Like, good luck. Good luck. Like, every dude looks like he's in a gang. And like, if you say the wrong thing, and not because that offends me, but because like you look at them wrong, they're gonna punch you in the face. Like, that's the vibe.
And that's what people don't get. Like, when I would hear people like, we're no longer it's a wrap for Russia. And I'm just like, when the fuck has Russia ever cared? Like, Russia is when it comes to like being unstable with nuclear weapons, it's between them and fucking North Korea are with the shits. They are with the shits. It's like, you know, I'm bored. Fire one off. Like they don't give a shit. The only reason, so it's like when I knew that demographic of individuals was just, I was just like, there's no point in talking to them because they don't understand reality. They don't.
Well, they don't. Yeah, they only understand things in their world, and I see it a lot because I'm white and Hispanic, right? And you know how many people get offended by just that? Like they think I'm lying. They think I'm like pulling an Elizabeth Warren. Like they don't understand that you can do both. And I'm legit.
Yeah.
But they'll just be like, it happens to me at shows all the time. Like I'll say I'm Hispanic and I'll lose like a whole part of the room because they just think like, oh, is she Rachel Dolezal? Like what? And I'm like, no, there are other. They're offended just by that. And it's like, you don't understand that like you're talking about a whole continent of places that people look every color. It's not a race, it's a culture. And there's every race within that culture, but they don't get that. To them, it's like, oh my God.
But what's funniest about that is to a lot of them, that's their utopia. When you ask them to describe it, oh yeah, all colors, all creeds, everyone in unity, boom, 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 boom. You're like, okay, we got some of that. Like, fuck you. You ain't from that. Don't you ever fucking try to give me what I asked for. You know what? Cancel. Fucking cancel.
Yeah.
Russia, the fucking visa price, Mexico, it's all canceled. It's done.
Yeah.
That's what I love about comedy. It's truly uncancelable.
It is true.
As long as you have an audience, you'll be fine.
It's true.
Yep.
It's true. Well, on that note, we want to thank Team Murph for coming on the podcast today. We're so excited for your show.
Fantastic.
Come see him on April 7th and 8th here at the Arlington Drafthouse. Team Murph, anything you want to talk about? Anything else you want to plug on here?
No, just like I say, come to the Drafthouse. Let's sell these shows out. Got to fire a new hour, so I'm sure you all will enjoy it. And come on, man, let's get offended together.
Let's party.
Let's party. Okay, thanks so much, you guys.
All right, thank you.
All right.